Hello everyone and respected sir. My name is Dattasai. I'm a student of ECC section. My roll number is 20BQ1A04G8. Now I would like to give seminar about lists and few example on lists. List. A list is similar to an array that consists of a group of elements or items. The difference is an array can store only one type of elements, whereas a list can store different type of elements. To create a list as putting different commas separated values between square brackets. Here this is an example of here we are giving a string value like physics and chemistry, and we are typing an integer value 1997 and 2000, whereas in arrays we can store only one data type of elements, like only integers or only string values, like that. Creating an empty list. The empty list is a square bracket. It is a list equivalent of a 0. Printing list. Suppose L equals to 1 2 3. The list contains 1 2 3 elements. Suppose if we print L, and then we will get the value which is stored in the list as 1 2 3. Accessing values in list. Use the square brackets for slicing along with the index or indice to obtain values available at that index. We are supposed to use a native index also in the list. Suppose if we want to print the last character or the last element which is present in the list, then we have to give input, and then it will be as a -1, and it will be as denoted as -1, whereas the positive index will be starts at 0 and the negative index will be starts at -1. Now, similarities between strings and lists. There are a number of things which work the same way for a list as well as for strings. Length. If we want to find the length of a given string, or if we want to know about the length of the given list, then we will supposed to use a len of L or len of S, then it will give the length of that particular one. The in operator tells us if a list contains something. Here are some examples. If a 2 in a list, print your list contains the number 2, or if a 0 not in L, print your list has no zeros. And these kind of examples I will show after. Similarities between, and these are a few similarities of strings and lists. Indexing and slicing, these work exactly as with strings. For example, L of 0 is the first item of the list. I already tell that in a list the first index will be as 0, and the list L, and L/3 gives the first 3 items. It will give L of 0 to L of 3 elements, L of 2 elements. Why? Because of it's n-1. Index and count. This method work the same as they do for strings. L index x returns the first location of x in L, and L count x returns how many times x appears in L. Plus and multiplication. The plus operator adds one list to the end of the other. The multiplication operator repeats a list. Here are some examples. I will show you here. Here, suppose we are taken two lists, that is which contains 7 and 8, and 3 and 4 and 5 in the second list. Suppose if we add with an operator plus operator, then it will add the two lists into a single list. Then the result will be 7 8 3 4 5. If we take a list contains 7 and 8, if we want to repeat the two numbers in the list at a particular number of n times, if we use the multiplication operator here, then we will get the number of times. Here we take in a list contains of 4 7 6 8 9, and suppose if we want to print that elements in the list twice, we are going to print a times 2. It will print the list 2 times, 4 7 6 8 and 4 7 6 8. There are also membership operators. Membership in list. We can check if an element in the is a member of a list by using a in or not in operator. We already discussed in that one. Suppose if we take in a few elements in the list, and if here we take in 4, 7, 2, 8 and 9. If 2 in 1, then print 2 found in the list, else print not found in the list. Suppose if we enter the value as 5, then it will be print it as not in the list. Why? Because of 5, the number which we have taken is not in the above list. Suppose if we take the number as 2, then it will print a 2 found in the list. Yeah, this is the example of a not in. And these are the methods. Appendix means adds x to the end of the list. Sort means it sorts the list whether it is in ascending order or like that. Count x returns the number of times x occurs in the list. Suppose if we take in a list which contains a 1 2 2 1 3. Suppose if we want to count 1, then it will print as 2 times. Index x returns the location of the first occurrence of x. Reverse means which reverse the list. Remove x, remove first occurrence of x from the list, then it will remove the first occurrence. Pop removes the item at index p and return its values. Insert p comma x, insert x and index p of the list, and next del means delete l/2, then it will delete the first two items, 0 and it will delete 0 and 0 index value and first index value.